Hello, my friends. How are you? So I'm still traveling, but I had a few moments, and I thought I'd share what's drifting across the screen of my consciousness this morning. I'm in India, and the emphasis here seems to be everything I can talk about abundance. And abundance, of course, is what everyone wants, but sometimes they confuse it with just money. Money is part of abundance, it's not everything. So I thought what I'd share with you today a very fundamental secret to create abundance, affluence in your life. The abundance in your life is directly proportional to your sense of self. So we all have a sense of self. It starts with our name, our career, our job, our personal and social relationships, our religion, sometimes our economic status, our history, the history of our ancestors, our tribe, our ethnicity, our nationality, etc. This is the sense of self that we call the personal self, but it can also be called the ego self without any denigration. Ego is part of our personality. It is what you'll discover if you check somebody out on LinkedIn, for example. You'll see their name, you'll see their career, you'll see their hobbies, you will see something about their personal and social relationships. You might see their bio, recommendations from others. All of that creates a sense of identity. And that identity then projects as everything in your life, the situations, circumstances, events, relationships, happenings are all a direct projection of that identity. But that identity is not only provisional and impermanent and hopefully evolving, it is constrictive. It is constrictive because it is based on, you might say, models of reality, mental constructs of reality, and not the true reality. So let's see how you could expand your sense of self. Who are you? What are you? As I mentioned before, some of you may have seen this, some maybe not. Your body is created out of what we call genes, 24,000 genes and about 2 million bacterial genes. The genes are stretches of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine. Those in turn are made of atoms, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, and other elements of the periodic table, phosphorus, sulfur, iron, etc., magnesium. So, and those elements in turn were created from the crucible of burning stars. So basically, your body is in reality a construction of the universe, total universe. 50% of the atoms in your body come from the Milky Way galaxy, another 50% from other galaxies, and there are 2 trillion of them. And these atoms are sucked into our galaxy by a phenomenon called gravitational wind. Okay, and as that fertilized egg that was the start of your birth or the start of your existence this time around, as that fertilized egg evolves, goes through a process called morphogenesis to give rise to form, and differentiation to create eyes, nose, heart, liver, brain, fingernails, genitalia, whatever. liver, spleen, bladder. So that's differentiation from a single stem cell that divides itself 50 times. And there you are, the human entrance as a baby into planet Earth. So even as that single cell differentiates and morphs into a human being with a body in the theater of space-time and causality, even as it does that, your appearance as a baby is preceded by your appearance as a primate, as a mammal, as a reptile. And of course, there are all these bacteria. And through gestation, through those 9 months after conception, you actually replicate the evolution of species. So you have in your body right now not only stuff that was manufactured in the crucible of burning stars and the history of cosmic evolution, you have in your body the history of biological evolution, the evolution of species. So given this framework, who you really are is the universe, the total universe, packaged in a bag of skin and bones and squeezed into the volume of a body and the span of a lifetime. But you are the universe in ecstatic motion, as Rumi once said. Now, if you have that sense of self, wow, then you are not restricted by your identities, provisional identities, whether they're ethnic or religious or whatever. You're not restricted by them. I'm sorry for this sound that's coming in the background. Can't help it. It's part of the noise produced by machines, also an aspect of the universe. Okay, so it's quietening down, or I can speak loudly. It doesn't matter. Just pay attention to my words, ignore the other sound. So given what I've told you, you are the universe in ecstatic motion. But now look at it another way. The universe itself is a creation of you. You say, oh, I understand how the watch is created by human beings, but how is the universe created by human beings? Well, the universe you and I experience is created by human beings because all it is a construction of perceptual experiences through raw sensations, sounds, textures, taste, smells. And as a result of interpreting those taste, smells, raw sensations, we create perceptions with meaning, and we call them objects. We call them a watch or a phone or a hand or a face or glasses. But all these are conceptual models of the raw material of sensation. So the universe that you see is not out there. It is a construction in your awareness. And that includes your body. Body is also a construction in awareness. Raw sensations are given meaning. Meaning becomes perception. Perception is an experience reified as an object out there, but there is no out there. The whole universe, body, mind, all minds, all bodies, everything that we call creation exists in awareness alone, including animals, trees, minerals, plants, and everything else. And you are that awareness. Atman is Brahman. So if that is so, then the universe itself is your construction. So it doesn't matter how we look at it. Okay. And that includes your body, because you are the formless, eternal, timeless being that is differentiating itself into all knowers, all modes of knowing, all sentient beings, and all their experiences, which they interpret as objects separate from them. But that's a misconception. We call it a magical lie, Maya. And that is what bamboozles us into restrictive creativity. But if you want unlimited creativity, then you have to deconstruct everything, find your source as infinite possibilities, non-local correlation, infinite creativity, self-regulation, self-evolution, and synchronicity and unpredictability and the source of all attention and intention. That's who you are. So as long as you know that, then there are no restrictions to the abundance you can create. You have to have a sankalpa, a subtle intention. You have to transcend, and you have to let the infinite organizing power of consciousness take over. And that consciousness is you, because you are Atman, and as Atman, you are Brahman. Let me know if you agree or disagree, but I thought this might be good to share. Maybe it'll trigger something, and you'll no longer be bamboozled or constrained by restrictive constructs. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.